Yo, what is up guys? Grobs again with a video. I got a little update for you guys on a build I've transitioned to from the gas arrow. I've been MIA for a few days, just with Christmas and been busy and stuff. I hope you all had a good Christmas. But I've been asked a lot, do I think Pconc is good? And I know there's other guides out there, like Rutu's put a really cool guide out of his version. There's another guy that's put out a version of his Pconc. I've been playing around with like 3 or 4 different versions, and I'm still not sure which one's the best, but I thought I'd show you what I'm doing right now at a low level budget. And then I've also got gear that scales up to much higher. But let's just jump into like, I'm not going to do anything hectic. I'm just going to do, what's a good layout? Let's do Savannah, but I'm going to do this tier 15, a little bit of juice, you know, 72% more monster life. So obviously the mobs are going to be quite tough. But I'll just show you guys what the playstyle is like. This is relatively budget gear. I'm still on a 5 link. I'm literally going to press one button. I'm not going to use any curses or things like that. We literally shoot once. 72% more monster life, by the way. So everything's going to be quite a bit tankier than it was before. But you'll see, you can't just run around. You shoot once or twice or throw, whatever you want to call concoction. Everything starts to tick down from our proliferations. It's pretty smooth, really. We got a high evade chance. Single target's really good because we can stack 8 or 10 poisons on a boss, depending what version you're going to play. We'll go into that in a minute though. But I just want to show you guys, it's super cruisy. It's not often you have to actually attack more than once. On bosses, obviously a little bit more, but if you do your with the stacks and stuff properly, and bear in mind this is 72% more monster life. I know I've said that a few times, but I know I'm going to get the comments in the video saying, oh, why are the mobs taking so long to die? They normally die in one, like instantly, one click. But even here, if we just roll through, they're just going to poison down. Okay, we're going to stand still here for a sec and try not die so I can explain why everything's dying without me having to attack again. So obviously we're a Pathfinder. Bear in mind, I actually took this node out. That we will grab this node again. I'm just playing around with stuff, like I said, giving you guys a few options. We obviously have proliferation on this node, which is just, it feels so good for poisons. We obviously have to take Poisonous Concoction, and then this will be our last node normally. I was just testing stuff, so I wanted some more points. These boots, I'm not the first person to show them, but I'm just going to explain them because I might have some viewers that haven't seen these before. When you walk around, these boots give you that level 18 decompose skill. This skill can be supported by support gems. I just realized I took one out before the video, but regardless, you can support it. And what it does is when you walk around, if there's corpses, you see these green bubbles that appear on the ground. See if we can find one more. See, like that? When there's no flames, they make gas clouds, and those gas clouds poison. And then I'm running Bursting Plague on it as well, so every time they touch a mob, we have poison proliferation from our actual attack. We have those decomposed clouds, and it like combines. It's really nice to clear. One click run. This is a budget version, so it's not the fastest move speed. We're not super slow, but we're not fast. The end game version is obviously going to run like a Queen of the Forest. You get to like 80% movement speed. But I kind of just want to show you guys. I know there's no boss here, but same thing. You just attack once and you can see the poison clouds, and then especially when those decomposers go off, it like spreads the poisons. This is actually a bad example because the fire ground makes it less cleary. Let's see if we can do it here in the middle. You'll see these things go off if I run circles. The poison cloud, they're just exploding. But anyway, you get the idea. Like, it's so cruisy for clear. But yeah, I'll leave this map for a sec so I can show you guys what we're aiming towards. Let me just try and not die. Cool. You also see while we're loading, my life pool and my ES pool is what most people would call pretty low, but the build's actually, to be honest, it's actually quite tanky, and we can get more life, we can get more ES, and we actually use a bit of mana as well. So let's go into that. So on the tree, there's a few different options, and once again, this isn't the full build guide. I'm giving you something that you can transition to from the gas cloud, a gas arrow build that I put out earlier in the league. I think this is better now, especially after the buff to Pconc. You just get so much flat damage that it clears better, single targets better, and then with the boots, we have the gas clouds anyway, so we don't need lingering poisons. So this is what I would do. If you were playing the gas arrow build, I would transition. The tree does not change a lot. There might be a few different nodes I've grabbed. To be honest, I've played around with the tree so much that I can't remember exactly, but we grabbed the chaos because obviously Pconc is all chaos damage, so it scales it a lot. There's a plus level. We grab the Wither up here. I would probably grab these chaos nodes again. I was just playing around with a few ideas, so don't follow the tree to a T. I'm just showing you a few things you can do until the full build guide with a few different variations comes out. For defense, we're doing the same things before. We're doing subterfuge mask, so just a big ES helmet that becomes evasion and ES. We're doing spectral ward, so maximum ES per 12 evasion, so just a chest with a lot of evasion. You can get way more than this once again. And we're actually grabbing, because Pconc, Poisonous Concoction, does not use mana when we attack. As you can see, my mana doesn't change, it just uses mana flasks. We can actually grab these 3 nodes here, which 4, 4, and 8. So what's that? 16% of all damage taken gets taken as mana. We obviously have a flask for it, but it regens pretty well with a little bit of mana regen or clarity if you want to run that, which just gives us 16% damage reduction, essentially. We still run Ghost Dance for when we get hit. Part of our evasion becomes covering of energy shield, so just another layer of mitigation. And this is the tech everyone's using. Grim Feast. When you kill mobs, you might have noticed that my energy shield actually went from 700 to like 14, 1500, something like that. When you kill mobs, little orbs sit on the ground, you can pick them up and it gives you overshield. It just increases our EHP significantly, especially when you combine it with Ghost Dance. And then Wind Dancer, of course, we just want to stack as much evasion. So we're at 73% with Acro. So with 73% to evade every single hit we take. Obviously, if we roll, we get a little bit more because of some nodes on the tree. But yep, and then for me right now, depending which version you're going to play, but if you're going to transition to this version, on Pconc, I'm running Chaos Infusion, Deadly Poison, and Scattershot. I actually wouldn't run Martial Tempo, I was just testing it. I would still run Comorbidity because we're trying to stack poisons. And as a 6th, I would either run Martial Tempo for Feel Nice, or I would run Chaos Mastery for more damage. Just gives us another level. Priority on gear is, we're going to run a Widow Hail at the moment. They're too strong to not use. Preferably you have one with, like I said, this is a budget one still. Preferably you have one with more than 250%, so you can corrupt them and get 290 or whatever. And then on the quiver, you want to make sure you have plus to all proj skills, preferably 2 again, because this gets more than doubled. It can become 4, it can become 6. You want damage with both skills. Because of our scaling with quivers, it becomes massive. That 50% becomes 250, 300%, depending on how good your Widow Hail and the rest of your tree is. Helmet, once again, big life, big ES, and then whatever attributes or resistances you need. Breach rings. Breach rings are still OP. Like this one with chaos damage, rarity is just nice. Resists, it's just a lot of damage. You can get breach rings that give you almost the same damage, or actually you can get breach rings that give you the same damage as a Ming's Heart with no downside. My other ring does nothing for me except the resistances, so once again, that's a budget slot. It's just good reses. Amulet, you want a good amulet. You want an amulet with whatever stats you need, and then plus proj skills and life. Life is great. Pardon me. Belt, same thing for me. It's just a filler slot. This is the spot though for gloves. I've gone for rarity, life, evasion right now because I wanted to do some testing. I think if you're going to go for the poison variant like I am, the stacking of poison variant, you'd grab snake bites and go for 10 stacks of poison. Corpsewade is best boots for this build. Without them, the clear feels okay but average. With them, the clear feels amazing. Sorry guys. The thing to note about these though, if you're going to level with this build, or if you are playing it at a bit of a lower level, you actually get different levels of that decompose depending on the boot level. You obviously want level 18 when you get to the level you can wear them, which is I think 78. Yeah, it says there 78 or whatever. But just have a look at the level of decompose there. Other things to run is I'm playing around with Dark Effigy and Despair, but the new tech to use Orb of, what is it? Orb of Winter Orb, whatever it's called. Not Winter Orb. You guys know. Eye of Winter. Sorry. Eye of Winter you can use with Unleash and Withering Touch and stuff like that. And it puts max stacks of Wither on a mob straight away. Once again, this will all be in the full build guide. This is a scuffy version just to prove that you can swap the gas arrow build straight away to this. Oh, sorry. On the tree, if you're going to level this build, obviously you need Poison Concoction to level, but I have a full build guide out for the gas arrow version that you can level until you get this as your first ascendancy. I actually think this would be smoother as soon as you get Poison Conc. I would swap to this variant. But once again, just rush projectile nodes, rush to the poison rush up to these poison nodes, rush to the bottom poison nodes, and then you're pretty free to grab whatever you want. That's really about it, guys. Once again, full build guide's going to come out, and there's going to be 2 or 3 variants. On hit variant with one poison stack, a 10 poison stack variant, and then a combo crit variant, which is kind of what Rutu is doing, which is just kind of insane as well, but much more expensive. Anyway, appreciate you guys. Give it a thumbs up if I've helped you. Please drop some comments if you want some answers. I've been playing around with a lot of stuff. Appreciate you guys heaps. Have a good one.